In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Oh, welcome everyone to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, joined by the mixologist and substance chemical Julian, your boy, Sinner's still muted, your boy Sunday Sinner, and Big Money Drew. Welcome to the first edition of Wrestler Court. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Court's live here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. And tonight, we're going to have all the big news. CM Punk versus the IWC. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to offer you guys two lawyers. One person is going to be defending CM Punk. That will be mixologist and substance chemical Julian. And another person will be defending the IWC. That will be Big Money Drew. I will be your judge. And my bailiff, if you will be Sunday Sinner. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it in.
Wait a minute. I just want to know when this. I got a few questions.
Okay.
First of all, when
Bailiffs
the hell
usually
did this
ask questions during-
when the hell did this costume change happen?
Shit, I don't know either.
I would just like to say that you don't dress for the job you have. You dress for the job you want.
It's too fucking hot.
And
So what do you want me, Bray Wyatt?
Stop off at Oak Tree on the way home and get prepared for tonight.
Second, sexually based offenses. Are we trying Jerry Lawler?
I mean, it could come up at one point.
Allegedly.
Marty Jannetty? Allegedly. Jesus. What the hell's going on around here?
I have to dress the part. I have to wear a tie. I mean,
Ladies
Yeah,
and
who
gentlemen,
doesn't?
ladies and gentlemen of the jerky,
How do you keep a job, Center?
we got it's not who you know, it's who you blow. Ladies and gentlemen
I'm
of the
judge. Oh my
jerky.
God.
Hey, there we go. That's how I keep my job.
well,
You know, I was going to do a whole fucking bit to start this podcast, but the costume change just kept me off guard and ruined it for me.
you're welcome.
Okay, so what we're going to do is this. Simple as this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have Julian's going to present his case as to why CM Punk is okay.
Wait a minute. Before we start, I got to go grab something. I got to do this right if I'm the bailiff.
Oh, God,
BRB.
you're going to get handcuffs.
Oh,
I guess so.
I guess he's
he's
going to
going
do
to get
something dirty.
handcuffs. He's going to get a gavel. And he's going to get lube.
I hope he doesn't get okay.
Is he going to be pleasuring himself during the whole court case?
Why I fucking hope not. Okay.
It will be mass meditating.
Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so Julian, once Sinner comes back, we will start with you.
Yes.
Let's see how this goes. CM Punk is good for business. Okay, Julian came prepared with a statement. Julian, the floor is yours.
Wait. He's got to swear in before.
Oh, yeah. Swear. Okay, that's right. Put your hand on the put your hand on the
raw.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Whoa. First of all, sir, as the bailiff, I'm the one that does this.
Well, do your job, bailiff.
Coming down.
Why is it that I am the one with one of these and not you?
First of all, because that's on my fiction wall. Not enough time to go there. Mr. Julian, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but your truth? So help you, Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who defeated God on pay-per-view.
I will keep it as kayfabe as possible.
Thank you. As you were, Your Honor.
You just dropped the
Okay, Julian, let's go ahead and let's talk about why CM Punk is good for business. The floor is
Ladies and
yours.
gentlemen of the jury of the podcast, our good friend Charles Mercury Chick Magnet Punk, aka Phil Brooks, is just being lambasted, dragged across the internet, almost being canceled, if you will, simply for sharing his opinion of the company that he works for and the wrestling business as a whole. And what I prepare to show you today as the defense of CM Punk is that he is good for business. What Punk does is good for the wrestling business. It makes money, it brings eyes to the product, and most of all, it keeps him elevated amongst the fans of the internet wrestling community who love him and hate him at the same time, but they do love him.
Okay. So Exhibit A, give me Exhibit A.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. So first of all, let's ask ourselves, who is CM Punk? He's old and tired. He works with children. He told us this.
I was not made aware that there were graphics made. So I don't have graphics for it.
He has beef with the Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega. I mean, the Elite, and of course Triple H.
Okay, but he made. But wait. Didn't he make amends with Triple H though?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You know, I didn't necessarily see him sending Triple H any congratulations tweets on when he got married.
Objection.
Okay, overruled.
Hearsay. That is pure hearsay.
That is hearsay.
How you gonna
Objection
overrule
sustained.
before you even hear?
Well, we do know that he hates his boss and Colt Cabana.
That is true. We do know
That is true.
CM Punk does claim to be the real AEW champion. He said so himself live on TV. He likes pipe bombs and open mic night at media scrums. He enjoys his tweets. He enjoys Chicago pizza, and he loves ice cream bars. And he loves to stir the pot. Most of all, he loves to stir the pot.
But he doesn't smoke pot because he's straight edge.
No, he's straight edge. So who is the IWC exactly? Who are these people who are dragging him through the mud? It's the internet wrestling community. They're a bunch of smart marks, or smarks, if you will. They love Sean Ross Sapp, but they're nothing but a bunch of armchair bookers who are never, ever satisfied. They love and hate wrestling all at the same time. For those of you who remember the Spike Lee film, we're talking about love and hate, and love was jabbing, and hate came with a right cross. This is the internet wrestling community just as a whole. They are never satisfied. So why is CM Punk good for business? Punk keeps the smarks talking. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, the threads get posted, the leaks happen, the news gets posted, the clickbait gets posted day after day about what Punk said this, Punk said that. Punk had this guy sent home. Punk had this person sent home. Punk's only elevating himself. Oh, you can't get on Collision unless you're on Team Punk. Oh, Punk won't go to Dynamite because that's where the Bucks are, yada, yada, yada. And people just love to comment on it and talk about it, which means what? Ratings. Eyeballs on the products. People tune in to see, oh, Punk's gonna show up, and then he's gonna say what? He's gonna pop up and he's gonna drop another pipe bomb. Oh, we never know. And so, and also, Collision is his show, and he wants everyone to be reminded. He wants you all to remember that he is such a valuable commodity that they brought him back and gave him his own show despite all this crap that happened. And you hate him for it, and that's why you tune in to see what he's going to do next. Elite fans watch Dynamite, Punk fans watch Collision, but Punk is feeding into tribalism at its absolute best. Asses in seats. It doesn't matter if they boo or cheer, as long as they make some noise. But
Okay.
why?
I like that. Continue.
But why? Because it's a work. Controversy equals cash. Bottom line, Eric Bischoff wrote a book called Controversy Equals Cash, or Controversy Creates Cash. And technically, he can get away with it because in this business of professional wrestling, we do this thing as fans call the suspension of disbelief. And guess what? We all are expected to believe that no wrestling company has an HR department. We are here to believe that no wrestling company has an HR department. You can say what you want to your boss. You can show up. You can not show up. You can go to a show. You cannot work with this person. You can tell this VP to screw off. You can say whatever you want, and the fans just eat it up, and there's no repercussions. Why? Because there's no HR department. And how do we know this? Where has the HR department been historically? Rikishi ran over Stone Cold. Jeff Jarrett's been busting people over the head with guitars for years. The Undertaker kidnaps Teddy Long in a limousine like WWE limousine on WWE property.
Where to, Teddy?
Brian Pillman, weapons charges. What about when the Four Horsemen attacked Dusty and a WCW guy actually filmed it? There is no HR department. And that's why Punk gets away with the stuff that he does. So in closing, it's a work. Fans consume the news and the clickbait as fact, and it gives them something to talk about. It's all about ratings, eyeballs on the product. And at the end of the day, just like you and me, CM Punk has bills to pay.
Wow.
Your Honor.
Wow. Do you have any rebuttal to that, Mr. Nichols?
Well, before we go farther, I do want to say that these muffins are really good. I got them from Dollar General. They're usually closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, but the one in the hood is open 24 hours.
I would like to say, first of all, fuck you.
Whoa.
Because I didn't get any of these. I didn't get any time to prepare any incredible graphics and a huge PowerPoint.
Whoa. Your Honor, we were all given the same amount of time to prepare.
That is true,
if you will.
Wait. I gotta swear Drew in before he keeps talking.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, if he's already lying, you might as well go ahead and swear him in.
Right. Do you swear? Do you swear to tell the R-Truth, the whole truth commission, so help you, Bret Hart?
My bad, dog.
I solemnly swear.
The R-Truth commission.
Yeah, you do.
I fucking solemnly swear.
Thank you.
All right, Drew. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury and the podcast, I do not have flashy shit to throw out on the screen because I don't have access to this StreamYard to be able to do stuff like that. But you know what? Okay, that's fine. The odds are against me. I am on the defense. I understand. It is up to me to prove my point. Chemical Julian said a very, very poignant thing in his spiel of bullshit about CM Punk bringing eyes to the product. What you need to understand is that what he is really bringing is toxicity and tribalism. And I mentioned
alleged toxicity. Has it been proven? Has it been proven, Drew?
I think if you looked at, I think one of the people who has been shunned from Collision, Mr. Ryan Nemeth, who started this whole deal by calling CM Punk a soft man.
Objection, Your Honor. CM Punk was proved to be softer in his UFC debut.
Objection sustained.
Soft as baby shit.
Continue, Drew.
I'm sensing a little bias here.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Hey, I just
disrespecting the court. That's
wow.
Your Honor,
I just want to point out.
I won't bring it there. All right.
Before you continue, I want to point out. I looked over at the jury box. We have a hung jury.
Bailiff is distracting me.
Sir, I just want to point out anything that could get this case overturned.
Ah, jeez. Okay. All right.
All right,
So-
let's go, Drew.
Julian mentioned the tribalism being a good thing, but yet what you see all over the absolute cesspool of wrestling Twitter are a bunch of fans of AEW choosing sides between someone in AEW versus someone in AEW. AEW is supposed to be a cohesive family unit. The mom and the dad. And the mom and the dad are fighting right now. The mom being CM Punk. And the dad being literally anyone who hates CM Punk on the AEW roster.
It's a lot of moms.
And a lot of dads.
Oh, that's a lot of daddies.
You are taking what is a phenomenal company to go against the WWE, and you are turning it into a toxic work environment akin to WWE pre-Triple H. Well, sometimes with Triple H too, but that's neither here nor there. And you're taking it, and all you see is pro CM Punk versus pro Elite, pro Ryan Nemeth, pro anybody against CM Punk. And it's very tiring to see as a wrestling fan. Julian then went on to slander Sean Ross Sapp, which I thought was, this is the modern day Dave Meltzer.
Yo, he's the Maharaja
Whoa.
of wrestling media.
I did not slander him. I said the internet wrestling community loves him. That's a high
Which
compliment.
you were shitting on the internet wrestling community.
Not all of them love him. He gets a lot of hate on Twitter.
He does
Objection
get a lot of
overruled.
hate.
And he answers every
Objection
single one.
overruled.
Everybody shits on that.
Drew, continue.
Thank you. Now, we mentioned also how this feels, that is a fact. We've mentioned also how Punk is bringing it back to how it used to feel in wrestling. If you remember, a certain person of not the WWF Attitude Era, but of the WCW fame, the NWO, Mr. Hulk Hogan. Punk right now is the modern day Hulk Hogan.
Okay. Object.
Overruled.
For one, CM Punk has
Not
never
the
said
racist
anything
part.
racist. Okay. He's
Not
never
the
said anything
racist part.
racist, allegedly. CM Punk can actually wrestle. So objection.
You're
You're
right.
the
You
judge.
obviously
You don't
never saw the
object.
tapes of Hogan in Japan.
I watched Hogan in Japan.
I
Continue.
love how in
But wait,
Japan Hogan
I
did the
have
basics.
evidence.
And we're like,
I have
he's
evidence
amazing.
to prove this. He goes into the ring, and he has taken on Hogan personalities. He's doing this to the crowd. You've seen it. You've seen it. He's dropping the legs sometimes. He is taking on the persona of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, minus the racism.
Allegedly.
Alleged racism.
Allegedly minus the racism.
So let me address this real quick.
Ryan Nemeth does have a tan.
Dave from Pro Wrestling Roundtable. We are doing a wrestlers court. It's the IWC versus CM Punk. Who is more despicable? Is it the IWC or is it CM Punk? Who's more toxic? Who's less toxic? Who's full of shit? Who's not full of shit? That's what this wrestler court's all about. Big Money Drew is debating with Chemical Julian. Julian laid out, it's the IWC. Julian laid out why CM Punk is good for wrestling. And now Drew is laying out why the IWC has every right to hate CM Punk. Continue,
Now-
sir.
Now, wait. Just to add more to it. Julian had a beautifully prepared PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, he really did.
Drew just has a
Me.
JC Penney tie on. So you be the judge.
Hey, you want to look the part? You got an oak tree. Spend the money to be the part.
Excuse me, this is an arrow tie. Thank you very much. I don't know where that comes from, but
Stephen
it's an
Amell?
arrow tie.
That's Stephen Amell's tie?
Well, I hope not.
Stephen Miller does a
Ah.
nice wine, though, I'll tell you that.
Thank
Okay,
you,
continue, Drew. Continue.
BCW Worldwide, appreciating my tie. Thank you very much. It's a bit more classier than what Julian's.
Hey, you know what?
But that's all right.
It's a good tie for the pores.
Bailiff, you're gonna be held in contempt.
Please, thank you.
I'm gonna arrest myself.
Yes.
CM Punk has turned Collision, at least, into a good show, and I will put the credit where the credit is due. There, he has turned Collision into a watchable show.
So it's good for business.
I'm not done yet.
Cool. Continue.
I'm giving him the credit of making Collision a good show. However, is it worth it? I ask you, all of you outside, all of you in the world watching this right now, is it worth the toxicity? Is it worth the tribalism? You know, Julian also mentioned ratings. All that does is create more toxicity and more tribalism. Because look, it's not like Collision is number one. Dynamite is still number one. And CM Punk does not control that show, Julian. Therefore, the showrunner of Dynamite could easily step in and take over Collision Creative 100% and make it an 800,000 plus rating show every week. In conclusion,
That was me.
Continue, Drew.
Order in the court.
you're saying
Order
that's
in
a
the court.
judge.
Yes.
This is not a work, as Julian put it. This is the mentality of a child in a 44-year-old man's body. He has taken what was a great thing in wrestling Twitter, and he has turned it into tribalism and toxicity in the likes that we have never seen before. Never seen before. You can't even go on there anymore without seeing on the X app, the X website, not porn. You cannot go on that website anymore without seeing people literally tweet the dumbest shit alive. All because CM Punk is riling them up. He is an instigator. He is an instigator that needs to be put away for life.
Wow.
Wow.
My final thoughts. AEW, we're talking about HR. AEW has a talent relations guy, and he's banned from Collision. How the hell is that possible? You're telling me...
Sounds like a problem for HR. Oh, wait, there is none.
That the man who is supposed to be in charge of talent relations, or one of them at least, has not been allowed to do his own job that he is getting paid for on a major wrestling promotions flagship show, AEW Collision.
Okay, so I'm going to interject myself as the judge here. I'm going to say, Drew, you had some very valid points. Julian, you had some very valid points. Well, I'm going to throw this question to both of you. Who said, and is there actual, factual, 1,000% proof that CM Punk had Ryan Nemeth sent home, that CM Punk had Christopher Daniels, who is one of the senior VPs of talent relations, banned from AEW. Because here's the thing. From what I understand, if CM Punk had Christopher Daniels banned from there, if CM Punk has this much power, why isn't Ace Steel allowed to come back and be live instead of remote like he has been, if he has that much power? Because what I'm hearing is from Julian is that CM Punk is very good for business. And a lot of people are saying like CM Punk, when CM Punk came back and took over Collision's ratings have skyrocketed. Collision's had better, I mean, in my opinion, Collision's had better wrestling story, in-ring, out-ring than AEW Dynamite. The ratings never lie, like Ultimate Hater says. Ratings never lie. Punk's been better ratings when compared to them. I want to see the ratings for the last week too. I mean, keep in mind, Collision went head-to-head with SmackDown. I mean, with SummerSlam, and still pulled almost 500,000 rating. So that's pretty friggin' good. But on the other hand, I agree with you, Drew, because CM Punk has been an instigator. Cutting that promo offline, knowing that people were going to record it and post it on Reddit and Twitter and X or whatever the fuck it's called these days. He knew that was going to happen. But I do agree with Julian when Julian said controversy creates cash. Because just the name CM Punk sold out a building in Chicago without him even being signed on, without him even making a comment that, yeah, I'm coming back to this building and I'm coming. The Last Dance or the whatever it was called, when they sold out. You weren't there. You were there for Bray Wyatt. But the point I'm making is, if he is so bad for professional wrestling, then why isn't Tony Khan, being the boss, getting rid of him? So, with that being said,
Am I allowed to answer that?
oh yeah. Go ahead.
The reason why Tony Khan is not doing anything about that is because Tony Khan is anti-conflict. He is anti-conversation. He is anti. His biggest problem is that he cannot have conflict resolution in a way that, sorry to say, a Vince McMahon or a Triple H has. The problems lie with the man at the top. Listen, you just said, oh, well, Ryan Nemeth, CM Punk wasn't reported CM Punk wasn't in the reason why Ryan Nemeth, why Christopher Daniels and Matt Hardy and others were not taken off of the Collision when they were supposed to be on. Well, where was Colt Cabana for the last few years?
Hold up. I object.
You're the bailiff.
Look here, sir. Even when CM Punk was gone for that, 9 months, Colt Cabana only showed up once on Dynamite. So I don't think it has anything to do with Punk, with Colt not being there. Because they still had nothing for him, even when CM Punk was gone.
CM Punk is guilty by association. He has
allegedly.
He has created an environment both within and without of AEW, and has taken sides for his own people and has said, okay, I am here for Collision. Ricky Starks, you like me, you can be booked for Collision. Miro, you like me, you can be booked for Collision. Powerhouse Hobbs, Christian, Darby, the list goes on. The elite don't go to Collision. And they are the EVPs. The EVPs should be at every single show.
Okay, so I'm going to interject myself right here. If we're going to get on the EVPs were just as wrong as CM Punk was. As a matter of fact, the EVPs were twice as wrong as CM Punk. because for them to start a brawl with an employee, if CM Punk is just an employee, and that's like you going to your work and slapping the shit out of the principal just because you feel like doing it. And the principal, no, you go to work, the principal slaps the shit out of you just because. Do you think that's fair? Like the principal can just slap the shit out of you and not get any recourse for it because they're the principal? So the Bucks and Kenny are just as guilty as CM Punk. And I know for a fact, because I've come up around the Bucks, I know that Matt Jackson is one of those fucking people that is a manipulator and a piece of shit. I said it. Sorry, Joyce, if you're watching. He's one of those guys that will manipulate a situation for his benefit. But then again, CM Punk has also been accused of being someone who is manipulative and manipulates things for his. He's also been told, people have also said he's toxic. So it can be either way.
Toxic. Absolutely.
So,
if he did not start to go to the locker room and have those comments made, all he had to do at the brawl out press conference, media scrum, all he had to do was sit there and smile with the brand new AEW title that he just won back from Jon Moxley, have a great storyline about to go with MJF. But what did he do? Because he's such a toxic and tribalistic man, he sat there and shit on the top people in AEW, and then continued shitting on them as Tony Khan sat right next to him, and Tony Khan did absolutely nothing about it.
So Tony Khan is just as bad.
Wait, I want to go back.
Guilt by association.
I want to go back.
Wait. Hold on. Let's do this for a second. Let's let our people marinate on that. And we'll be back in a minute and 26 seconds. And Julian, I'll let you counter this whole thing.
When you want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your hair cut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, it's Angelina Love, one half of The Beautiful People and one half of NWA's Psycho Love, and you are watching the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast.
The comments in this section here. Let's drop some of these comments here real quick. Damn, Drew, this is hurting me hearing this from you. Cult sucks is what it is. The principal shouldn't start shit then. Punk has always been the outspoken, the voice of the voiceless. And my best one, call off the bullshit. To be fair, Tony was put in a weird situation. I will give that.
I just want to point out something. You said the EVPs not being at Collision, and they're the EVPs. When's the last time you heard about Frank Riddick III showing up to Monday Night Raw?
True. Exactly. The Elite
Just
sabotage CM Punk.
They have an office job. Doesn't mean they have to be at every show.
Yeah. They couldn't sell out. They couldn't sell like Punk can. They can look. This is perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Tony, they ruined Tony Khan's number one talent for tickets, ratings, and merch because of jealousy. You know what? Even on their own show, Being the Elite, when CM Punk first came out, yeah, they were salty on that. So, I mean, I agree with that. I totally 100% agree with that. I'm sorry, I 1000% agree with that.
It's not a fucking number, a percentage.
Julian,
Yeah. So, three main points.
go
So,
ahead, Julian.
point number one. Tony Khan, as much
Switch me up, Level.
as much of a fanboy as he is, as much as people want to make fun of him, as much as they want to say that AEW, Ring of Honor are his toys and he's just playing like a grown man playing with toys. At the end of the day, he's a businessman. He's got millions upon millions invested in this venture, and he's going to make business decisions that are good for his business. So he's gonna allow controversy to happen so he can get those media deals. He's gonna tell these guys, hey, play the middle, kind of blow smoke at the fans, get the tribalism going, get the conversation going, get people riled up, because we want ratings, we want people to show up. Punk, AEW in Chicago without Punk is leaving money on the table. That is why CM Punk is around. He is to draw that Chicago audience like he did when he first came in. He's bringing in money. If he wasn't putting asses in seats, the guy wouldn't have a job. He couldn't get on TV and say the shit that he does and not be putting asses in seats. At the end of the day, the buck stops with Tony Khan. I mean, again, this is a legitimate business, not kayfabe, HR, all that. I mean, this is a legit business. And if CM Punk was on TV doing lines of coke or shooting heroin, he'd probably lose his job. Real world situations like that are where people lose jobs. As part of wrestling angles, you don't lose your jobs for the most part, unless you take the shit too far. And that is why CM Punk continues to be on TV, to stir the pot, to stir up the tribalism. Hell, yeah, CM Punk on Twitter said, hey, stop the tribalism. But WWE also said, be a star. So, which one is making more money? He's stirring the pot. He's keeping people talking. He's keeping them tuning in the Collision to see what he's going to do next. They've been riding this gravy train with biscuit wheels of the Elite versus CM Punk since the media scrum, and it's not hurting business. And in fact, you have a new video game coming out. You keep on going back to Chicago. I mean, come on. The guy is worth money. He's making him money, and he's doing exactly what Tony Khan is allowing him to do, and that is to stir controversy, put asses in seats, and keep the fans tuning in. And
let me interject something real quick. Those Collision ticket sales say otherwise. You know what? You're right. Those Collision ticket sales, they do say otherwise, because Collision tickets weren't selling until CM Punk's name was announced on that show, as Sinner has so eloquently put it in the chat. When CM Punk's name was mentioned, those tickets went through the roof.
It wasn't even when his name was mentioned. It was after that first episode when people were like, okay, CM Punk really is here on Collision. Within fucking 24 hours, they were selling out buildings for when they couldn't move more than a couple hundred tickets for those first Collision shows.
Wait, are you saying that Collision were sold out?
No, let's just be honest. As someone who's actually in this business, that's been in this business for 3 decades, I understand the way ticket sales look to a fan, or the IWC as we want to call it. But realistically, do you think a television company would actually give money to a wrestling promotion that was not making any money? They weren't selling tickets. Do you think a business would generate shows without ticket sales? If you're one of those people, and I'm talking about you, Kate, if you're one of those people that was like, oh, look at these guys, look at all these empty seats. AEW has nothing but botches on their shows and things like that. Did you watch Raw tonight? Did you watch Raw? Because they were in Canada with a shitload of empty seats.
Here's
Not
the
only
thing.
empty seats, but the women's match full of fucking botches. So before you slander one promotion over another, make sure you bring the right tools to the house. Make sure you bring the right kind of guns to a gunfight. Don't bring a water gun. Don't bring those rubber band guns. Bring an AR-15 or something, because we're gonna spit facts on this podcast.
Look, so this
And
comparison,
Sport, thanks for following us.
this comparison is going to hurt me in my
Wait,
gut
hold on.
just thinking about it. But
Hold on 1 second. Sporting things. Number one, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to tell me if you followed the Roundtable Pro Wrestling podcast.
yeah, he didn't follow mine.
Oh, he did?
No, he didn't. So he followed the Roundtable.
He is the 500th follower on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling podcast. Thank you very much for joining. You are 500, number 500. Somebody
Sports and
give that
things.
guy a sub. Somebody hook that guy up.
I deserve to win because of that alone.
Thank you very much for being number 500.
So this comparison is going to hurt to make deep in the pit of my stomach. CM Punk is a lot like Donald Trump.
Whoa, shit.
Well, I
that
just won.
hurt.
Thank you,
That
bailiff. Thank you, bailiff.
That hurt.
for,
Oh, that hurt to say.
Oh,
Ooh, I got some indigestion.
And
the bailiff. The bailiff just gave it to me.
Not because of the fake hair. Not because of the fake hair.
No.
Not because of the hookers and porn stars.
No.
Not because of the bad spray on tan.
Listen, I
No.
don't think Hogan.
No. No.
But here's the thing.
No.
Punk,
No. 1,000 times. No.
here's the thing. Like it or not, Donald Trump, when he was on TV, people watched. Because what is this fucking idiot going to say next? Right or wrong?
Facts. Hey, you know what?
Yeah, like
I will
going
agree
my
to
way.
that.
If Donald Trump stubbed his toe, it was on every news channel across the country. Because people are like, what is this fucking ass clown going to do next? CM Punk, the wrestling fans, the wrestling media treat CM Punk.
I wouldn't call him an ass clown.
Who, Trump? Or
No.
CM Punk?
CM Punk.
Oh, no, ass clown was Trump.
Oh yeah, the ass clown's too good for Trump.
Right. But CM Punk's the same way. If CM Punk fucking goes on TV and is like, you know what? I had a hamburger today and it was really good. They'll be like, oh, he's making fun of Bryan Danielson because he's a vegan. So, like, no matter what Punk says, someone's going to turn it around and everyone's listening to every single fucking thing he says. People fucking stalk his fucking Instagram page just to see what he's going to post next so they can turn it into some kind of news story.
So
I mean,
you're
and
actually
he's
helping Julian's case here. You're
no,
supposed to be impartial, bailiff.
No, I'm saying that's helping Julian's case because it has
Helping.
people watching.
You compared the guy to fucking Donald Trump. How is that helping Julian?
Because, like it or not, Donald Trump drew ratings. At the end of the day,
Donald Trump is a piece of fucking vile shit.
Look at all those people who showed up
Look
for
at that.
January 6th.
right, exactly. The biggest turnout in January 6th history. January 1
Hey,
through 5 didn't have that big of an
We never
audience.
said wrestling fans were like the best fans.
I'm sorry, I don't know how the hell that helps Julian and not me.
Because it's
Asses in seats.
the thing is, Trump was so fucking controversial because he's
Look at
a
his cock
dumbass.
fund. They keep giving him money for legal defense.
Exactly. The man's like, hey, I broke a bunch of laws. Send me millions of dollars. And people are doing it. He fucking mesmerizes these people, and Punk's the same way.
You know, Crooked Hillary's behind this.
Hey, obviously. But yeah, but like, you know, Trump was a January 1 through 5 when they had fucking Barack Obama as a main eventer, didn't draw shit. January 6th, where Trump's the main eventer, fucking biggest audience in insurrection history.
Wow.
The
Wow.
fact that you compared it to WrestleMania.
And now CM Punk is leading an insurrection of AEW fans who are
Wow.
fighting with each other
You're right.
on the
You're
front
right.
lawn
You're right,
of the
'cause
Capitol building.
You're right. He is leaning in this direction because people are fucking fighting to get into the arena
But do you know
watch
why
CM Punk.
AEW fans are really fighting with each other? It's because Vince McMahon left and they got shit else to talk about. This is CM Punk's time to shine. He's like, Vince ain't here fucking up.
Shit.
It's wide open for me.
You remember last year, the media scrum was going to be the biggest story of the year. And then like 2 months later, Vince was like,
Vince said,
hold my NDA.
Hold my
He was
beer
like,
now.
hold my DNA.
Hold
for
my NDA. Right.
So at the end of this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, I need to ask you, the fans, is CM Punk toxic? Is CM Punk the catalyst for all the drama in wrestling?
Is he the
Or is the
Antichrist of
IWC
AEW?
or is the IWC full of shit? And just like Center said, is the IWC just looking for another reason to hate CM Punk?
They're looking for just a reason to hate something. They'll hate Matt Cardona if he shows with a picture of himself holding too many titles.
You fucking leave Matt Cardona out of this. He didn't do nothing wrong.
Matt Cardona is 1/3 of 1/3 of 1/3 of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Right. Oh, now you fucking get the screen right. End of the fucking episode. Now you fucking want to get
now
it
Good
I
job.
fixed it, ladies
Good
and gentlemen.
job.
Dun-dun-dun.
Beautiful.
Hey, this
You're
is
welcome.
perfect. He waits to the end of the fucking show to get it right.
Oh, you know what? I should
Jesus
just ban
Christ.
your ass from the fucking
You're
screen.
toxic.
Yeah, man, and I could have put my nice little graphic right there in the middle too.
Can next week's episode be fucking Bad Blood versus fucking positions on the screen?
I would fucking tap out real quick.
What
So, ladies and
position-
gentlemen, in the chat, this is what we're going to do. In the chat, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back in the chat, I would like, well, first and foremost, when we come back from the commercial break, closing arguments from the plaintiff and the defendant. And then we'll go to the chat, who are the jury. We're going to give you guys the opportunity to weigh in on what you think. We will
Ladies
be
and
right
gentlemen
back.
of the jerky.
Professional wrestling is one of the toughest sports going today. If you ever dreamed of being a professional wrestler, then former WWE superstar and World Tag Team Champion Sir Mo of the famed tag team Men on a Mission invites you, yes, you, to join his Bumps and Bruises Academy. Now in 2 locations in Carrollton, Texas and Sherwood, Arkansas. Allow Sir Mo and his head coach, Dante Smiley, and other coaches to get you on the road to an exciting and rewarding career. Classes forming now for your shot. Contact Sir Mo at 704-819-7312 or fill out an information questionnaire now. Don't wait, make your dreams come true today by joining the Bumps and Bruises Pro Wrestling Academy.
Hi, this is James Beard with SWE Fury, and you're watching the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Gentlemen.
Wait.
So let's go
Wait.
to our honorable
Before-
plaintiff, Mr. Drew Nichols.
Wait, before we get into this, in a very on topic of what we were just talking about, Donald Trump's just been indicted in Georgia. What fucking timing?
Well,
But that courtroom's
I'll
filled
take
up.
my win now then. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to need you two to show up to court in Georgia. Julian, definitely don't defend him because you're kicking ass right now. You'd have a PowerPoint and everything. Drew, go ahead and defend him.
Brother, I will throw the case.
Unbelievable.
So go ahead, Drew, and give your closing argument as to what you believe.
Oh, me first?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I have presented a strong argument as to why CM Punk is a cancer to the wrestling business. But the one thing that you must think of as you make your decision is it all worth it? Forget about the business. Because listen, Mr. Controversy creates cash himself got fired because he brought on a bunch of CM Punkers to control the booking of WCW and tank the place. Tank the place.
That was
Absolutely tanked it. Never mind the AOL shit. Tank the place.
That was Punk.
Could have made WCW a more watchable product had Hulk Hogan not had the creative control that he had. And yet, we are totally fine with CM Punk having the same creative control. I don't think that's right. I know you don't think that that's right. I know that you think, as you have heard myself and you've heard Chemical Julian state his case, I know that you know in your heart that CM Punk is a shit stirrer, that CM Punk is a vile human being who will do anything to stay on top, who will do anything to keep his money and make more, and will do anything despite what the original meaning of AEW was before his arrival to this company, which was a family-friendly environment of no toxicity and no tribalism. If CM Punk was not around, we would have better days. We would have much more happiness within the wrestling community, and there would be no tribalism. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was a really strong opinions from one Mr. Drew Nicholas, Big Money Drew. Julian.
Your Honor, jury here. I would like to thank Drew for actually proving my case for me. Drew is correct. CM Punk is a shit disturber. He does like to stir the pot. He does like to cause tribalism. He does like to get the fans talking, get them engaged, and get them to tune in. Because that's his job. He's a heel. That's what heels do. And he's good for business. He sells out in Chicago. He gets ticket buys for Collision. People tune in to see what he's going to say and who he's going to say it about. They buy his merch. The guy got them to bring back ice cream bars, and they are being resold on eBay for I don't know how many times the face value. CM Punk is simply doing his job. Is he getting paid to do it? Of course he's doing it. He ain't doing it for free. What does Scott Hall say? This is the wrestling business. You can either make friends or make money. He's got plenty. He's got all the friends he needs. Now he's here to go make some money by putting asses in seats. And if it means that you got to spit some fire at the elite or talk about Adam Page or disrespect your boss on TV, guess what? He's not getting fired for it. Why? Because he's being allowed to do it. It's all part of his job because it's a work. He is a heel doing a work, and the fans are eating it up, and they're showing up in droves to eat more of it, which makes it what? It makes it good for the wrestling community. It makes it good for the business because AEW stays on TV, gets more TV shows, gets larger TV deals, gets allegedly in the near future going to have a tape library on one of the streaming platforms. He's helping to grow the business. CM Punk is literally good for the business, not single-handedly. However, he's a major contributor. And that is my argument. And Drew obviously agrees with me. Thank you.
Very powerful, very, very powerful arguments between the both of you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to the jury here. The jury will be Sunday Center and the people in the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I want you to do something for me. I want you to put a 1 if you feel like Julian has won. I want you to put a 2 if you feel like Drew has made his point and Drew is right. We're going to give you 1 minute to do so. We will be right back.
When you want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your haircut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, it's Angelina Love, one half of the beautiful people and one half of NWA's Psycho Love, and you are watching the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Wow, we're back, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, we have some people in the chat. Looks like we got 1, 2.
The jury pool has
Three.
been tainted. Drew voted in it.
Yeah, well,
Excuse me.
So did I.
yeah.
The bailiff voted.
Hey, first of all,
Well, I'm only counting the people in the chat that voted. So there are 2 people that voted that Drew, you've lost, my friend. I'm sorry.
Drew,
Ladies
you are
and gentlemen, the
God
winner
damn it.
with the most compelling argument is none other than Mr. Chemical Julian. CM Punk is good for wrestling.
I'm
And what
sorry.
else we hater
Did
to
I-
say here?
Chemical engineer, wrestling
could you
pundit,
highlight-
and wrestling court lawyer.
I
Could
find
you-
the
could
elite
you
guilty of
highlight
conspiracy
the ultimate
and
hater
causing.
comment above that, please.
Yeah, I did. I find the elite guilty of
Above
conspiracy
that.
and causing insurrection against AEW locker room.
Ah,
They are to be stripped of the authority, must serve 6 months, stay with PCO Impact Wrestling.
Can you highlight that one?
he's never getting out of the basement now.
You think that I am going to give you any water to drink for this?
Whoa,
rest of this
whoa,
week?
whoa,
Whoa,
whoa, whoa,
hey.
whoa.
Hey,
Ladies
I
and
got
gentlemen, those
I got
comments, his
detected-
comments alone, they do not reflect those of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast and or the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast Network. If something should happen to Hater, it is not on our dime.
Hater. I have Detective Benson and Stabler on their way over now.
So now that we're
All
done
right,
with this shit,
I will say this though, not only did you guys make both compelling arguments, and ladies and gentlemen, it was really hard for Drew to bash CM Punk that way because Drew is a very, very big CM Punk
I
supporter.
love CM Punk, and I didn't give a shit about that. I wanted to be the pro CM Punk guy. God damn it!
Oh, damn it. Next time you get first choice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we did this, and we did this we're going to keep doing this, Wrestler Court, is for you, the fans. For the fans to have their voice, for the fans to see what it's actually like to have point A and point B talked about in a rational way, unlike Twitter, unlike the IWC's, the internet wrestling communities, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, Friendster, Pornhub, where the fuck they're posting. Conflict and tribalism in professional wrestling needs to stop. And if two people can sit down and actually have a rational conversation as to why they think wrestling or why they have this or that and the other thing, it makes things more civilized in professional wrestling. Go ahead, Senator.
I was going to say that CM Punk post-collision promo was actually on Pornhub. It was Cowboy gets screwed by Pepsi can in front of thousands.
Wow. Wow.
So my take for my serious take now, and the pro wrestling Dave. Listen, I had to DM him on the side and listen.
Who don't?
I don't actually believe this.
You got down in the DM?
I get down in the DM.
Wow.
Because when he said, I didn't know if he was being serious or not, but I felt like he was being serious because he was commenting a lot. But he said, "Damn, Drew, this is hurting me hearing this from you." Both the Elite and CM Punk, I have been consistent on this take since day one. Both of them were wrong for Brawlout. Both, and yes, I know the Elite also have creative control, but I had to defend the IWC, unfortunately. So I had to ignore that because that's what you do in a real court. You falsify the truth, and you get your side to be the most compelling one, which I tried. I tried my best, and I think I mentioned last night after all this news came out. I said in our Facebook Messenger group chat, I said, "Hey, what would be a good idea? Wrestling Court." And today, Wrestling Court came alive, and I was very happy about that. This was really fun.
Way to take credit for everything.
I enjoy doing this Wrestling Court with you guys. We always have these little chats, and we always have these little debates in our private chat. So it's really cool to be able to come out in front of everyone and be like, "Yo, check it out. This is what we actually think about it." And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have our opinions just like you do.
Yes,
sir. And we
sir.
love the fact that you guys come in and you guys give your opinions. Some right, some wrong, some good, some bad, some indifferent. But at the end of the day, wrestling will continue, and we will be here to talk about it.
And
so with that being said, go ahead.
I was going to say we have even more original content, new original content coming within the next few weeks. We got a new Roundtable show. We have, yeah, I know.
We're doing more content.
We got a Rewind show. It came back on Saturday. The Roundtable will debut in sometime in 2028. We're going to have more Wrestling Court. Of course, we're still going to do our trivia nights on Wednesdays. We're going to do our reviews. We're going to do our watch-alongs. A bunch of content. Get in where you fit in, as my mom used to say as she walked in the bedroom door of the orgy.
Wow.
Wow.
Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, tweet, retweet, retweet, whatever.
So Ultimate Hater just asked about a Raw recap. Julian, give us a fast Raw recap.
It sucked. There you go.
Okay, fast Raw recap. Shinsuke Nakamura came out to explain why he attacked Seth Rollins last week. I guess they're going to fight. He came out being a heel, spoke in Japanese for a while, then he spoke in English. Seth Rollins came out to confront him, and then he whispered something crazy in Seth Rollins' ear. Seth Rollins made a face, and then he attacked Seth Rollins from behind and knocked him out.
Hey Seth, are you still there?
Chad Gable, he fought Giovanni Vinci and won. Good match. Immediately following that match, we had Gunther challenge Otis to a match, and Otis got played. We've talked about this ad nauseum, but Otis is still getting played for the goof, and they're not letting him fulfill his potential, what I think is his true potential. But anyway, he lost. Cody ended up wrestling Finn Balor in the main event. Judgment Day tried to interfere, and when Damian Priest slid the Money in the Bank briefcase to Finn Balor in order for him to use it, he missed it and it slid between his legs, and Cody ended up hitting Finn Balor with the Money in the Bank briefcase while the ref wasn't looking. Hater, you are right. Walter did hit a power bomb on Otis. He didn't get it way up, but he got it up enough.
You also forgot that Drew McIntyre teamed up with
I was going to get to that.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre teamed up with the Ultimate Bro Matt Riddle against the Viking Raiders. This is probably the best match the Viking Raiders have had in a very long time. Because they just didn't look stupid in this one for whatever. Even when they fought the New Day, it just didn't look right. And a lot of their matches, I guess in order for them to have a good match, they really need to fight someone who's about their size, so it actually looks credible and not like they're just putting their opponents over. So it was a decent match. Drew is back as a in-betweener, I guess. I guess Matt Riddle called it. He called the team RK. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's played off something with Riddle. Anyway, I missed out on the part where they talked about the women's tag team championship. Hopefully somebody can fill in the gaps on that
Dewdrop.
one.
So Dewdrop actually is now one half of the World Women's Tag Team Champions. She came in and grabbed the belt from Chelsea Green and said, "I'm your partner now." It was really stupid. So basically, the women's tag team belts don't mean shit.
Piper Niven.
In a match that I thought was actually pretty good. JD McDonough and fucking one-armed Sami Zayn.
Yep.
So other than that, Raw was, and the women's match was abysmal. Okay, Becky botched so many spots, and not Becky. Trish botched so many spots, but the WWE stands will never fucking admit that. It was pretty bad.
You know what? The reason why they'll never admit it is because they didn't watch the match like everybody else.
Yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for trivia night, as well as the Roundtable Person Podcast AEW recap for all these cool cats on this show here. And your boys, the franchise. And man, we'll see y'all when we see y'all.
Peace.